Good morning, Daybreakers, and welcome to another episode of Daybreak.
We have so much in store for you today, from museum openings to rock and roll inductions.
So wake up and smell the coffee, Pittsburgh. Daybreak starts right now.
Hello, winter weather. This week's weather is going to be fighting to get into the 50s, with days having lows in the mid 30s and highs in the high 40s. For the remainder of the week, you can expect overcast and cloudy days, with the sun struggling to make an appearance. The weekend warms up with Sunday having a high of 60 degrees. Next week calls for some icy snow and rain, so make sure you pack your umbrellas, hats, coats, and scarves, Pittsburgh. This weather is here to stay.
The long-awaited Grand Egyptian Museum, located in Giza, Egypt, has opened up to the public on November 4th. Announced way back in 1992, construction on the museum finished in 2023 and just now had its opening ceremony earlier this month. Out of the over 100,000 artifacts being displayed, the most anticipated gallery of the museum is the expansive collection of golden treasures belonging to King Tutankhamun, which are now all being displayed for the first time since the discovery of King Tut's tomb in 1922. The museum is projected to bring in around 5 million visitors a year, according to Sharif Fatih, Egypt's tourism and antiquities minister, and is a central part in the Egyptian government's plan to double its tourist record to around 30 million by 2030.
Mayor Ed Gainey made his final budget address, detailing his administration's mayoral legacy. His last budget, quote, seeks to preserve and progress we've made over the past 4 years, while continuing to acknowledge and prepare for challenging financial waters ahead, end quote. However, concerns about the city's recent spending continue, as the new budget does not include tax increases or layoffs and non-transparent spending levels. The budget plans to draw on the city's savings account, only covering 10% of annual expenditures. Mayor-elect Corey O'Connor will inherit some version of the budget, with Gainey stating, quote, absent that reassessment, we will eventually need to make sure severe adjustments, more than I propose today, are looked at in the next administration, end quote. So this new museum opening, how exciting is this? I mean, we're seeing something we have not seen before.
Yeah, I honestly had no idea that this was like a plan that was happening until it opened this early this month. And you know, it's so cool. Like, this is like apparently the biggest archaeological museum ever.
100,000 artifacts.
Yeah, 100,000 artifacts.
I didn't know we had that many still left.
Yeah, honestly. And it's honestly so cool to see, I don't know, just because we know with like a lot of history has been lost with like colonialism and some people like taking some things from other people. So it's really cool to see like a country like really do their big one.
Yeah, embrace their culture.
Yes.
And when one door opens, another one closes. Mayor Ed Gainey made his final address. It was very interesting. It went on for over an hour, people will say, and
I'll tilt down, sir.
there's a lot of controversy with his budgeting over the past couple years when he was mayor. So it's going to be very interesting to see how Corey O'Connor will take that, especially since the city's budget is going to overdraft, basically.
Yeah, from the sounds of like his plan, it doesn't sound that.
We can hope that
we
make some changes in Pittsburgh, just a little bit.
Absolutely.
That's one of the reasons why I think a lot of people elected him. So in classic news fashion, we're just going to have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Louisa May Alcott's Little Woman, a contemporary stage adaptation of Little Woman written by Lauren Gunderson, is making its way to the City Theater in Pittsburgh's South Side. This stage adaptation follows the coming-of-age tale of the March sisters from the iconic novel, but in this version, Gunderson draws parallels between the arcs of the fictitious March sisters with the lived experiences of Little Woman's author, Louisa May Alcott, and her own family. She does this by inserting the Alcotts into the narrative. In this adaptation, the inclusion of the Alcotts as characters highlight the autobiographical elements of the original story. Louisa May Alcott's Little Woman will be performed at the City Theater in Pittsburgh from Saturday, November 15th to Sunday, December 7th.
A small mistake on the Pittsburgh's new Walk of Fame has been fixed, and it involves one of the city's biggest stars. When actor Michael Keaton was honored with his plaque on the new Walk of Fame in the Strip District, visitors were quick to notice something was wrong. The plaque read Michael spelled M-I-C-H-E-A-L instead of the correct spelling, M-I-C-H-A-E-L. Nancy Polinsky Johnson, the Walk of Fame's founder and executive director, learned of the error October 21st, one day after revealing the first 10 stars. She was, quote, mortified, end quote, she told the Trib Live at the time, but took the publicity in stride. Also, according to Johnson, Keaton himself didn't even notice anything was wrong during the induction ceremony, stating, quote, there's nothing like being recognized by your own hometown, end quote.
What's the spell?
Looked at the picture. It wasn't his actual name, but later, like lower down on the star, there's a little bit about his life, and that's where they spelled it wrong. I think if it was the big name on the star, it would have like caught
Been
some
more
flags.
noticeable.
But still, if that was me that did that,
I don't know. I feel like we could give her some credit.
I give her
Yeah.
credit for doing all of those stars. Like that's an amazing thing Pittsburgh
Yeah.
needed. But
No, I meant like the spelling. It's not that different.
It's
It's
nothing
not-
crazy, and he didn't. I was there actually at the induction, and it was such a lively event.
Yeah.
And she made a very like sentimental speech. So this event and this like having the plaques there meant so much to her. So like I get when she said like she was mortified. I can only understand. But
Yeah.
Michael Keaton, he was lively
yeah,
during his speech. He was very ecstatic to be there and just like be congratulated. And it's I guess he didn't really care that much about the spelling.
he probably didn't even notice.
Yeah, because it's just, yeah, absolutely.
What about this performance, Berkeley?
Oh, yeah, I've never seen Little Woman. How about you guys?
Isn't
I've never read it.
Is it
It's a TV show, but it was a movie.
It's a book that's been adapted into many TV shows and many
must be
movies.
good then.
It's a classic, and I've unfortunately never seen it. But I think,
neither.
especially, I need to go and read it. Yeah.
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 I'm looking for a new book anyway.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
After 3 years of striking, the Third Circuit Court of Appeals held that the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette violated federal law and must meet the obligations under the Workers' Collective Bargaining Agreement, ending the longest ongoing strike in the U.S. Reporters at the Post-Gazette filed several unfair labor practice complaints that the Gazette ended payments to workers' health care plan, not guaranteeing a 40-hour work week, and bargaining in bad faith. AFL-CIO released, quote, today, a federal court ruled that the Post-Gazette must meet its obligations under the Workers' Collective Bargaining Agreement, including providing health care coverage, a short-term disability plan, a 40-hour work week, and workers' right to appeal discipline, end quote. The Post-Gazette has 14 days to rehear the case to a larger panel of judges from the Third Circuit to reconsider the case.
Next week, on Tuesday, November 18th, the Pittsburgh International Airport will officially open its brand new terminal, the first major renovation in more than 30 years. The new facility spans over 800,000 square feet and costs about $1.7 billion to complete. The new terminal also helps passengers move through security quickly with 12 new security lanes, state-of-the-art equipment, and updated electronic displays. The security wasn't the only thing that was upgraded. There's brand new baggage systems, expanded parking, and 4 new outdoor terraces with views of the airfield. Inside, passengers will also find a mix of new restaurants and local shops that reflect the spirit of Western Pennsylvania. Also, the project was completed without local tax dollars and is expected to open officially next Tuesday morning.
Wow.
Yes.
This seems really large and great for Pittsburgh.
Yeah, amazing.
I just recently flown. Sadly, I did not get to see the new terminal because it's not out yet. But it's such a huge project. I think Pittsburgh hasn't had such a big project in so long. And I'm glad that whatever they can do to draw more people to the airport, we need to do it. And it seems pretty cool.
Completely. I found it very interesting that they did this at a time where TSA has been having a lot of strikes recently. I wonder how that's going to affect the new terminal opening. It seems like a lot of people are very excited for this terminal. Let's just hope that this shutdown doesn't get in the way of how great they make this airport become.
Yeah. A lot of big plans.
A lot of big plans.
And that, like, the strike ending, that must be so huge.
Huge. It's huge. Thank you, journalism.
Yes, thank you so
yes,
much.
journalism.
We love
Yes, the
media.
Post-Gazette has been striking for 3 years, which is a very long time. I mean, we've seen it in our own Pittsburgh community. A lot of people speak out, especially at these award shows. I mean, the Golden Quills, if you saw, like, our very own Gavin Patrone spoke out against it, Abigail Hawkins spoke out against it. So not only do professionals care, but students care. And it seems like it's a general consensus of maintaining a good workplace for employees.
Yeah, it sets a massive precedent, and I'm so glad that this ended successfully for
Yes.
everybody. Thank you so much, Kay. It's time to go for a quick break. When we come back, we have Sideline Slice with Jake Bell and Isaac Graves. Don't go away.
Three, two, one. Take them cue and open their mics.
Today marked the 1-year anniversary of the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette strike.
Point Park University just hosted a campus-wide meeting.
Plans for the rapid transit bus line are not set to conclude until 2025.
Welcome back, Daybreakers. I'm Jake Bell, reporting on this week's Sideline Slice. It's hockey season in Pittsburgh, and the Penguins are looking to have a memorable season. The Pens will look for the guidance of Dan Muse, who is an NHL head coach for this first time in his career, previously serving as an assistant coach for the Nashville Predators and the New York Rangers. He looks to bring the Penguins back to the Stanley Cup playoffs for the first time since the 2021-2022 NHL season. So far, the living legends are holding true to their high standards, as assistant captain Evgeny or Gino Malkin currently leads the Penguins in points with 21, largely due to his league-leading 18 assists. Captain Sidney Crosby is not far behind Gino, with 20 points of his own, with the team leading 11 goals, greatly contributing to this offense. The Penguins currently have 21 points on the season, good for third in the Metropolitan Division of the Eastern Conference. Their point total is fourth amongst Eastern Conference teams and tied for sixth across the NHL. Next joining me will be Isaac Graves as he details what's next for the Pittsburgh Penguins for the upcoming games. Isaac?
That's right, Jake. In just a few days, the Pittsburgh Penguins will be making a special trip to Avicii Arena in Stockholm, Sweden, to participate in the annual NHL Global Series. This is a 2-game series held in a different European city every season, and this is the second time in 3 seasons the series will be heading to Stockholm. The Penguins, who hold a 9-5-3 record through their first 17 games of the season, will face off against the Nashville Predators, who currently sit at 5-9-4 and are on a 3-game losing streak. These two teams are no strangers to each other, as the clubs faced off against one another in the Stanley Cup Final back in 2017. The Penguins are looking to get back in the win column after dropping a back-to-back set this past weekend against the New Jersey Devils and the Los Angeles Kings.
So, Isaac, since the hire of Dan Muse, he's made sort of an immediate impact for this team. Do you think this success is sustainable? Do you feel like opposing teams might start to figure him and the Penguins out as the season goes along?
I think right now it's the hardest to tell at any point throughout the season because the injury report is stacked for this team at the moment. But so far, I think the coaching staff as a whole, not just Dan Muse, has figured out adversity really, really well. You have the power play run by Todd Nelson that has been top 2 in the league over the last couple of weeks. The penalty kill is still in the top half of the league as well. So this team overall is really thriving under this new coaching staff.
Oh, absolutely. And it seemed like they need to go through a different direction. Mike Sullivan has done some great things, but at a certain point, you sort of need to have a new voice in the locker room, and I think Muse is doing a fantastic job with that.
Yeah.
But my next question is, they just brought Murashov, who's been highly touted across the NHL and Penguin fans alike. Do you feel like he's going to make a lot of an impact this season, and do you think he could be the future goaltender for this team?
He can absolutely be the future goaltender. He's only 21 years old, so he still has a lot of time to build. Right now, with Tristan Jarry on the shelf, the Penguins have one of the youngest goaltending tandems in the entire league, with Miroshov, who's 21, and Artur Shilovs, who I believe is only 24. So they have a lot of young talent ready to come up.
Awesome. Yeah, I agree. They have a lot of great goaltenders. But real quick, Do you think this is going to be playoff hockey for Pittsburgh?
Oh, I really want to say yes. I think I'm going to say yeah for now, but we'll just have to wait and see. It's an 82-game season.
I agree. Well, that's all from me. Now on to PolitiSmack with first-time PolitiSmack reporter Cora Polanski. Cora?
The U.S. federal government has been shut down for 43 days, the longest shutdown in U.S. history. On Sunday, the Senate began a series of votes that will end the shutdown if passed. The final vote will approve a compromise funding package that will reopen the government. If the package is approved, the House will have to return and adopt the deal before it is sent to President Trump. The package would restore critical services like federal aid and would pay the hundreds of thousands of federal workers who have been going without pay. On Monday night, a small group of Senate Democrats voted with Republicans without securing their party's demand to guarantee extension of enhanced Affordable Care Act subsidies, which help millions of Americans afford insurance. Left-leaning Democrats are frustrated with centrist Democrats voting in favor of the majority party, as no real wins on the Affordable Care Act subsidies have happened. President Trump says, quote, "I think based on everything I'm hearing, they haven't changed anything, and we will have support from enough Democrats, and we're going to be opening up our country. It's too bad it was closed, but we'll be opening up our country very quickly," end quote.
So with this being the longest shutdown, how do you think the United States will look once it reopens?
Sure. So once the government reopens, I think in an ideal world, we all would want everything to go back to normal immediately. It's more likely going to be a slow ascent back to the way things were before. So, for example, businesses that are waiting on federal loans, permits, and licenses, they're likely going to have to continue waiting a little longer, even after waiting for the past 43 days, as those are a little lower on the priority list for the federal government. While services like public safety, national security, Medicare, and Medicaid, those are a lot higher on the priority list for Americans, so hopefully we should be able to get those rolling pretty much as soon as the government reopens. And a question I've been hearing a lot is, will these federal workers be paid for the work that they've been doing these past 43 days? The answer is yes. They will just receive back pay for the work that they've been doing this past month or so. They will be paid. Their labor is not free.
Yes, it's going to be a doozy seeing these people. There's a lot of unrest happening right now because of the shutdown. So thank you, Cora. Over this past weekend, all animals came to town. The first-time reporter, Chandler Bigley, went to the event to see what all the commotion was about. Chandler?
I'm here at the David L. Lawrence Convention Center for the Pittsburgh Pet Expo. We're going to go in, talk to some vendors, people attending, and see lots of pets.
The Pittsburgh Pet Expo is the largest pet expo in the country. With over 300 vendors, there is something for everyone. From doggy dock diving to turtle races, you're bound to have a blast.
You see so many different vendors and just the interaction with, people and seeing them, how much joy Winston actually brings to people.
The Pittsburgh Pet Expo has been around for over 20 years now, when founder Rocco LaManna started it in 2004. The event has evolved from having just a few dozen vendors to being the consumer pet expo for animal lovers all over the East Coast. Organizations like Reptile Adventure come from all over, and in their case Ohio, to show off their cold-blooded cuties who are up for adoption.
I like people and animals, and that's pretty much what this is all about. So yeah, it's kind of the best of both of those worlds.
Tony Shalaski has been involved with the Pet Expo for about 15 years and has been the title sponsor for over half of that. As a lifelong dog owner herself, she has made it her mission to improve the lives of pets all over the country. Lately, she's been focusing on her pet toy brand, Yinzer Dog, that sells Pittsburgh-themed toys, and her podcast, Tony Unleashed, that promotes natural food and medicine for your animals, which you can listen to wherever you get your podcasts.
Don't really do it to sell a lot of stuff. I do it more for brand exposure and talking to people.
There are many different vendors like Golden Nibbles that sell single ingredient treats such as chicken hearts, pig ears, and for the weird people like me, things like duck tongue. Of course, that isn't for everyone, however. There are many different events that go on all weekend. You can get a photo op with a pig after watching them perform at Pork Chop Review, or enter your dog in Luring 101 and let them get their energy out chasing a fake squirrel.
I had so much fun here at the Pet Expo, as this event brings so much for the city of Pittsburgh. I'm Chandler Bigley, reporting here from the Convention Center for UView Television.
So, Chandler, what were the different events you had at the Pet Expo?
Well, there's a lot of things that go on, but there's a lot of
different things that you can enter your own dogs into. So there's last year there was a costume contest. I don't think they had that this year, and I was kind of really sad about it. But there's like what I said in the package. There's like Luring 101. There was a ball pit for the dogs, which was so cute. We didn't get footage of it, and I'm so sad because it was so cute. There was dachshund racing, so like if you had a dachshund, you could have them race. Trying to think what else. There was just so many different things happening.
Well, out of everything you saw, what was your favorite?
I would have to say that Luring 101 is kind of my favorite. I love watching dogs just be so confused because it's just like a little fake squirrel, and it has like a little feather, and it just is on a track, and it goes around this big track, and you can have your dogs entered to just chase it around. It's so cute. And then of course like the dock diving is always amazing. It's so cool to see how, like, I can't jump that far.
These are some crazy activities for
I
these
know,
dogs.
it's insane. It's crazy. Like the how athletic some dogs are is insane to me.
It was just dogs, correct?
Well, for the most part, yes. There was one of the events happening was called Pork Chop Review. They had 2 pigs, they had some goats, there was a llama, and there was word of a capybara, but we didn't see it. So like, you know,
That's disappointing.
Amazing.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
It is very fun.
Well, that sounds like a wonderful time. Thank you, Chandler. We are going to go for a short break, but when we come back, get ready for some rock and roll Point Park students on display and how giving back to our community is helping our community. You won't want to miss it.
Welcome back, Daybreakers. We are now sending things over to Corinne to talk about a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction. What's the rock and scoop, Corinne?
The chameleon-haired, tutu-adorned, fingerless glove-wearing Miss Cyndi Lauper was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this past Saturday. Time after time, more and more members are added, with each artist's physical artifacts kept in a climate-controlled environment for preservation. Permanent exhibits at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland, Ohio, and the Rock and Roll education programs ensure their legacy lives on. The girls really do want to have fun. Others inducted include Bad Company, Chubby Checker, Joe Crocker, Outkast, Soundgarden, The White Stripes, Salt and Pepper, Warren Zevon, Tom Bell, Nicky Hopkins, Carol Kay, and Lenny Warnaker. With this, I'm happy to say that Sydney's true colors will continue to shine on, as much as our sun will.
Thank you, Corinne. How excited are you for these inductees to enter this hall?
I am extremely excited. I just want it to be like kind of how, I just like want it to be like a time capsule, and so like when I have kids, or like they have kids, or somebody has kids, they'll be like, yeah, I know who that is.
Yeah. I mean, they're taking artists from, the early 2000s popular artists to the 2010s. I think it's a really good way to bring exposure to some of the legends. Do you know most of them?
Yeah, not all of the ones that were just mentioned, but like there's a crap ton of them that I do know. I'm also really surprised that Salt and Pepper was just inducted. I thought that was weird. I was like, oh.
Honestly.
I never really thought of them as a rock.
Yeah.
I said more like R&B and rap for Salt and Pepper.
Yes,
but I'll accept it. Any award that goes to them, yes.
I agree. I'm so shocked that Cyndi Lauper just now is getting inducted.
I know.
Like, hello, are we okay?
Yeah, but thank God it's happening now.
Yeah,
honestly.
and again, like you said, like exposure to some of these artists, especially for like the newer generations that don't necessarily know them, they get exposed to a bunch of good music like Salt and Pepper.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Corinne. Now on to reporter Sam Myrick reporting on a museum display featuring Point Park students. Sam?
An exhibit is now open in the Benedum Trees Gallery featuring artwork from Point Park students old and new. It is titled Pencil to Performance, a theater production exhibition from Point Park University students. It features behind-the-scenes looks into the creation of 10 plays performed or being performed at the Pittsburgh Playhouse and made by Point Park Theater production students. The Point Park Tech Theater Club says visitors will, quote, experience the creation of the costumes, lighting, and set design before the premiere, end quote. The reception celebration is this Thursday, November 13th at 5 p.m. It is free and open to the public. From this week on, the exhibit will be open Thursdays and Fridays from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. and also on Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. until January 17th. And in case you were worried, the Benedum Trees Gallery is less than a 5-minute walk from campus.
Oh, that all sounds so incredibly exciting. What do you think that this will do for a Point Park artist?
Honestly, sometimes I forget that like downtown knows about us. So I think a lot of downtown maybe does forget about us. So I think it'll really just bring more people to the Pittsburgh Playhouse. And I think that's kind of the goal for people.
The Playhouse is beautiful, and I would love to see it be used more.
Yeah, honestly. And it really like fills my heart with so much warmth to know that so much of like the art being made here is being put on display for the public.
Right? It's like correct me if I'm wrong, it's like right near Market Square too-ish, where it's like right near there. So I'm hoping a lot of people, you know, wandering by will just be like, what's that over there?
Check out this Playhouse that we heard a lot about.
And
It's so
bringing,
cool.
like, awareness to like the art form that goes on behind the scenes, kind of like the broadcast, you know. The crew definitely needs to get their exposure as well, and to know that their hard work pays off within this performance. So having people see the hard work that goes on behind the scenes will be very important.
I think so, yeah. Because I think it's like from the images I've seen, there's also a lot of like sketches from like the creation of it and like the ideas even. So yeah. I think it'll be a lot. Yeah.
I'm excited to see it.
Right?
Good stuff, Sam. Next, we have Robert Fornatero reporting on Pittsburgh venues and their current industry struggles. Robert?
Live entertainment in Pittsburgh is something we all love, but is it something we're taking for granted? According to a group of live entertainment venue owners and promoters, their businesses are barely breaking even, with about 72% of independent venues across Pennsylvania reporting no profit in the last year. Adam Valen, the vice president of the Pennsylvania chapter of the National Independent Venue Association, said, quote, "We're barely scraping by." To combat this issue, this group is urging Pittsburgh officials to help them and are suggesting multiple ideas, with one of them exempting them from the city's 5% amusement tax. Now, why are they asking for this exemption? Simple: scalpers. Scalping is where people buy tickets, fail to attend, and then fail to resell before the event begins. Sometimes scalpers who can't unload the tickets often seek chargebacks with their banks, according to Maddie Lafferty, co-owner of Club Cafe in the South Side. Once this occurs, the tickets are refunded and the venue still has to pay a tax on the tickets sold and reimbursed. Plus, fewer Americans are drinking alcohol, further preventing venues from generating good sales. In the last year, the city of Pittsburgh reported they generated nearly $21 million in revenue from this amusement tax, and according to business owners, lightening this load could ease the burden just a little. Quote, "We need the support when we're still open, when we're alive and fighting to maintain the spaces we love," said Chris Copen, the owner of the Bottle Rocket Social Hall in Allentown.
Well, Robert, we would hate to see these venues go out of business. So what are these business owners doing to really crack down on getting the officials to get rid of the amusement tax?
I think one big thing that they're trying to do is just push more, I guess, of marketing. One big thing that they're really trying to do to tackle this is that big problem that they have. So like I said, the reselling and them still having to pay this tax is really hurting the businesses. I know within the university, my class was able to go to the Bottle Rocket Social Hall, and they have a lot of engagement. They have their shows pretty much pre-booked for a long time. So it's not that they're missing these opportunities or that they don't have them. It's just that they're simply losing the right audience due to the wrong audience grabbing those tickets and taking it away from them.
Yeah, I mean, this has been like an ongoing problem, especially with audiences buying tickets. There's a lot of resellers. Let's say someone wants to go to a venue, all the tickets are sold out, and you have to buy an even like higher price ticket, which really venues and audiences are both losing in this situation. So, I mean, I know this is a crazy question, but do you think there's a solution that we can find in the near future?
I mean, I definitely want to say I hope so. I think with there being, if they add any more restrictions, that it's going to make it even harder for true fans to grab these tickets, and scalpers are going to even have a higher advantage. So I hope that they find one. Do I know the correct answer? No, but I hope in the near future that they find one, because I know even bigger businesses and bigger shows are seeing this issue, and it's hurting everyone, and just seeing some positive ending come around would be a nice thing.
Completely.
Amazing. Thank you, Robert. It's November, and what a great time to give back. Let's check out what Point Park University Day of Giving has been up to.
This past Thursday was Point Park University's 4th annual Day of Giving, and they reached 104% of their $350,000 goal. Here's a recap of all of the Day of Giving events this year.
It is the single most important day of the year for us to rally the troops from tens of thousands of alumni across the country, our board of trustees, our leadership team, to support and invest in our students.
Leading up to Day of Giving was a live podcast event with the hosts of the Two Jagoffs podcast, featuring Point Park faculty and American professional wrestler Andrew Palace. Next was a live music event with Pioneer Records.
So we had a couple student musicians and an alum musician. Again, another amazing opportunity to see how talented our students and alumni are at Point Park. Our last campus community event where we had a thank you card tabling, really to just highlight what's happened so far for Day of Giving. Students can write thank you cards to donors and really show their support for the big day.
We have, big plans for next year and the year after that, but this year I feel a difference. Everyone is just so behind it, from the students, student groups, all of our peers in the schools and departments. We couldn't be more grateful and appreciative to our peers and colleagues across the campus. They have been pushing this and, amplifying the message, and they're doing a great job.
Next November is the 5th annual Day of Giving, but if you want to donate before then, you can go to pointpark.edu/give now. Here in the Pittsburgh Playhouse, reporting for UView Television, I'm Juliana Brock.
Donations are now closed. However, the school raised $365,880. Good job, Point Park. Now we're going to take a short break. We will be right back with Daybreak Hotline. Stay tuned. Ring, ring, ring. It's time for Daybreak Hotline.
For today's Daybreak Hotline, we have some end of the semester questions.
Let's get started. The first question is helpful study tips.
Wow.
Guys.
Wow. We are academic weapons, aren't we?
Oh, yeah. Yes. Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, I'd say, guys, I just don't study. So I really am just up with the ass.
It's naturally intelligent.
Yeah.
We love it. We love to see it.
I don't necessarily study, but I make sure to pay attention. One, pay attention in class. Actually, my biggest pet peeve is when people try to talk to me or people are talking next to me.
It's too
love
much.
paying attention. Love participating, and I love taking notes by hand or on the computer, even though I don't technically look at the notes afterwards unless I'm trying to find something, if I'm writing an essay. Being an active listener helps you remember more so you can go about your life if you don't study.
For me, Quizlet is my thing. I love making flashcards. Even like making the flashcards helps you study. So it's kind of like you put in the effort and it throws it back at you. But like just to have like those games, I love it so much. Like I'm a Quizlet nerd, but it genuinely does help me like learn the materials.
What me and my roommates do when we need to like study, we just hide our phones. We ask everyone to like just hide our phones somewhere.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Sounds good. So next question. How do you distress from the week?
Wow. Okay. Well,
I feel like this is different for everyone.
Very different.
It's like the type of person you are. For me, movies. I love a good movie at the end of a hard week.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Not only do I do a movie, I also just like lay in bed like this.
Yeah.
Not talking, not saying
Corpse mode.
anything.
Yeah.
Not taking care of myself, just like sitting there
bed
and
rotting.
breathing. Yeah.
Bed rotting.
Just like we love a TikTok.
Just like a nice cocoon of blankets.
Have
I
you
love
seen
that.
like the bed nests you can make?
Yes.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I love those.
Yes.
I'm 21, so I enjoy a little beverage. I enjoy hanging out with my friends. I love debriefing with my friends at the end of the week, so that's always been a joy.
A good
where
friend
you don't have to
debrief.
think about school, or you can rant about school.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. So next question. Describe this semester in 3 words.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Let's see. Stressful.
Yeah.
I had to get that one
Busy.
out there.
I guess for me personally, since I'm graduating this December, melancholy would be that. So.
Are you feeling melancholic?
I'm feeling melancholic.
I would say stressful, very creative. I've been very creative this semester, which I've enjoyed. And party! It's been kind of fun. Like, I can't complain. It hasn't all been doom and gloom and studying.
My brain is like radio static right now. Like there's nothing up there. But new beginnings now.
New beginnings.
So you made
Those
a
are my
sentence.
words. Yeah.
Boom, okay.
If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't.
Yeah, essentially.
New beginnings now.
Okay, so 4th question. What is one memory from the semester that you won't forget?
I won't forget. There's been a lot of good moments this semester.
I saw Lysistrata earlier last month in the Pittsburgh Playhouse, and it was just the craziest thing I've ever seen. It was just so crazy. There was like these puppets and stuff.
We love puppets.
And it got very insane. Just insane.
Yes, we
So
love
go
the
check it
Playhouse.
out, I guess.
Absolutely.
Ava?
I feel like one thing I'm not going to forget is I produce a show on this station as well, and I feel like I've just learned so many new things and so many new people, and I think that's what I'm really going to remember in the long term.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Aw. Well, mine kind of goes with like the friends thing. Me and some of the other producers at UV Television, we get together every week to hang out. I think one of my signature moments would be Halloween, so Halloween weekend.
Yes.
That was a great night. Just going
Halloween.
out with friends. If you know the producer of Schnooze, I went out in a limo with her because it was also her birthday, so it was my first time ever riding a limo. It was fantastic.
How was it? Was it?
It was luxurious. I felt rich.
Were there like hors d'oeuvres?
No, but champagne.
Oh, wow.
Champagne and good music.
Yeah.
We love limos.
Absolutely. Now we have our last question. If this semester was a song, which song would it be?
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, yeah, we all have each other on earbuds.
We do.
Oh, we
I
do.
love Airbuds. Yes,
Shout out Airbuds.
that's one of my favorite apps. You get to spy on what your friends are listening to. We aren't sponsored by Airbuds, but
Not sponsored.
But
it's a
we
great
are
app.
nosy.
But
It's a great
if
app.
I had to choose a song, I'd say
Cozy by Beyonce.
oh, period.
Beyonce Renaissance, yes.
Yes. I would probably choose Face Shopping by Sophie, but not because of like the actual subject matter, but it sounds like very like pots and pans clanging.
Oh.
That's kind of what this semester has been feeling like, just people right in my ear.
Right in the ear.
Right in the ear.
That's the best type of music, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm picking something, I don't know who made this, but I've been listening to this recently, Let It Rock. You know when I arrive.
Yes.
That song, I feel like
Wait,
a
I
lot of
do
people know
remember
that song. It's, when I arrive, let it rock.
Hey, literally, guys.
Unfortunately, this brings an end to another episode of Daybreak.
If you want to see more, you can watch our episodes on our YouTube channel UVIEW Television, or follow our Instagram at Daybreak PPU.
From all of us here at Daybreak, have a good rest of your week. I'm Ava Berneisen.
I'm Colin Winder.
And I'm Berkeley Alexander. We'll see you next week, Daybreak.